right, guys, welcome. Durante Parks here. Nice introduction there, Kevin. I want to thank you for it. And we want to move and jump right into the webinar and get started here, guys. Again, my name's Durante Parks, and welcome to the webinar. We'll be starting up shortly. Have a lot of great things to share with you, things to expose you to, and some great opportunities for you to actually consider engaging in. And we're going to be starting here again. My name's Durante Parks, and this is our JV Partners Virtual Properties webinar. And I'd like to welcome you and thank you for taking the time out your day to come. And again, my name's Durante Parks, and I'll be with you, and I'll be going through the content with you. Our objective, guys, is to recruit and to identify joint venture partners on commercial deals. It's real clear. That's the bottom line. And what we're going to share with you are the tools and resources that we give you in order to joint venture with you. You got it? Okay. Now, what we're going to do, first of all, is I want to kind of put this in the proper framework so you can actually understand what we're doing here. We're going to be dealing with virtual real estate. We're going to talk about virtual properties. And I don't want you to get a little confused about it. And we have a lot of content to cover. And we're going to actually show you the tools that we provide you with in order to joint venture with you. It's one thing to have you to be a joint venture partner, but you don't have the tools. It's kind of like the plumber who signs up for the job and can fix the pipes. He can do the work, has the knowledge, but it doesn't have the tools. So we're going to actually show you the package that we have put together for the years going forward. It's a completely new model for our business, and we're going to share it with you. We're going to go into the different types of properties, funnels, setups, configurations, and projects that we want to actually joint venture with you on, and to explain to you how those joint ventures are actually structured. Now, if you stay until the end, and we have something really special for you, we're going to give you a free virtual property and a 12-month apprenticeship as a partner in this program. There's no upsells, no add-ons. Everything is all inclusive, and that's what's unique about what we actually offer. All right. So the partner package is because we want to be your partner, and the logic is I've for years done 1 or 2 deals and take 2 or 3 years off. And what I like to do now is instead of doing 1 or 2 deals, to do 10, 20, 30 deals with 10, 20, 30 people. All right. And I'm that confident. And what I actually do is we provide you with all the tools, the resources, the training, and the knowledge and the strategies to do it. And it's real straightforward. It's just that we become basically partners in profit. That's it. That's if you want to. You can actually do things outside of the partnership, then that's fine. We're okay with that. But we want to do some things in the partnership also. But it's very well structured. And the way it works is it's your part, then it's our part. And our part is to provide you with the resources, to provide you with the training, to assign you to a sector, and I explain that, and provide you with the mentoring and the tools to do it, to support. And we secure the financing, so you don't have to worry about getting the financing for your projects. On certain sectors, we have that in place already. And we negotiate the deals, and we basically put the deals together and split the profits 50-50. That's what we do. I bring all of that to you and put it on the table. Now, your part, of course, is that you have to learn the processes, or the game, as I say, the rules of the game, and then you learn to market, and we teach you how to do that. And then you simply market the services and do a typical soft vet of the clients, basically set up a conference call, and I handle it from there. You come on the call and just be a fly on the ceiling, so to speak, and you just learn as we go. That was how I learned, okay? And then if we have documents to execute, your job is to execute those documents. And I review them, of course. And you have the tools in your office to actually do that. And we put the deal together. and we basically split the profits. Pretty straightforward. In terms of the sectors now, in the real estate sector, you have the new construction, acquisition, rehabs, acquisition rehabs, and you want to kind of keep the minimum. We don't want to go below $1 million, but if you have to, you can. Bigger is actually better. And then there's the business sector where you have lines of credit, equipment financing, startup financing, purchase order financing, business expansion financing, acquisition financing, purchasing businesses. And we start there with $100,000 up to $20 million. Okay. But those are the basic sectors, the real estate and the business. And then we have the advanced stuff, and we pick and do these projects very selectively. The large projects, you call large project sectors, solar projects, wind farms, renewable energy, biofuel technologies. Those projects typically start at 50 million to 1 billion. And we're looking to partner in JV with people on these different sectors based on their knowledge, their skill set, and their abilities. That's what this webinar is all about, guys. All right. So to set this up where you can get the most out of it is the virtual properties, the basic that every person basically gets that we're doing this presentation here, guys, is you're going to get a virtual office and a business project property funnel that really should be a business, a business financing property funnel, or basically a website that's locked, niched tightly into the business financing sector, and it runs automatically. It's the tool we give the partners to begin generating traffic, revenue automatically without any effort. And what's cool about this is it's totally automated. You don't even have to talk to clients. So as the basic package is everybody, all of our clients actually get these two one-on-ones. All right. And that's because the office, you need to do the deals and do the research. And the business model is simply a way for you to start generating leads and revenue without having to build anything out. So we're going to go into all of that, how it works. And then we have a commercial financing funnel, which provides paid services to individuals depending on what sector you're in. It's kind of like those 4 real estate loans: acquisitions, new construction, acquisition, refinancing, and rehabs. That site here, this funnel is for that specifically. And then we have a property acquisition funnel using a unique strategy for making full price offers on income properties as part of a overall strategy that is taught in our masterclass. All right. And then we have a commercial property buyers funnel that works with our local property flip course for the purpose of attracting cash buyers. As a process, they go through some steps, and they actually flip properties to the investors. And because we're dealing with cash buyers, you're able to close those deals in 29 days or less. The closest one has been 28 days. Net profit from it was a little over $120,000. And these cash buyers are typically repeat buyers. And to do this, you don't need money. You don't even need the properties. You just need to understand the strategies. All right. And that's what we equip our partners with. And it's just these 4 elements or properties or websites or funnels, as you want to call them, are what we actually equip our partners with. And this is what we are investing in making available to you and to our partners. We want you to have the tools to do the stuff, not just the theory, but you need to be able to implement and execute and to deploy and to actually do the stuff. Now, the thing is, you can't do them all. So you have to pick the one, and we suggest you start with the 2 ones, because once you understand that, you simply scale the process. All right. Now, our new business financing module, we're going to go into that first, because you set that up initially because it's an automatic income system. It's really unique, all right? But it's in the business financing sector. You can do real estate, but the real estate has to be a part of a business acquisition, which means if I'm looking to buy a business and it owns the building, then I can actually acquire that property, that business, and the property comes with it because it's a part of the business. But if I'm looking to buy the real estate and not run the business, I can't do that under the business financing modules. It won't work. But the benefit, and one of the benefits of the business financing system, guys, is that you don't have to talk to clients. So you don't have to answer emails or look at packages or do all that downloading or searching for a funder. All of that is integrated into the actual site itself, all right? So can you really qualify clients and projects automatically without talking with them? That's the question. And the answer is absolutely. And we're going to actually show you how that actually works. But before I get too far into that, let me first tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Durante Parks. I am a reformed single-family home investor, all right? And I'm a native of Atlanta. I attended Georgia State University with a major in business administration and a minor in information systems. And I really think that I got that backwards. I should have majored in information systems and minored in business management. I put myself through school by working as in an apprenticeship as a gourmet chef in the Omni International Hotel. Had 4 restaurants: an Italian restaurant, an American restaurant, a French restaurant, and a banquet hall. And I basically learned gourmet cooking through an apprenticeship. So I know the value of an apprenticeship. And I worked at nights and put myself through school. And I left the cooking industry and secured a government job with the Army 946 Exchange Service. And I started as a truck loader. And within 3 years, I was an operation manager of a 200,000 square foot facility with over 150 employees. And this was where I began to learn the processes and systems. In other words, we all have gifts and talents. It was here that I discovered my gift of simplifying complicated things, because I actually had to simplify stuff. And that skill that I learned there has transitioned over into other areas of my life. I did very good, got the promotion, moved up the ladder, and then I had a tax problem. And didn't see that coming, but it's part of what comes with success. And I owed the government $12,000. Well, that was new, okay. And my accountant told me I had 3 options. You said, well, you can always make less money. Well, that's not on the menu. You can start a family and have some kids. Wasn't quite ready for that. Or you can purchase rental properties to offset your taxes. And that's what I did. And in that process, that next year, I purchased 2 houses per month for 12 months while working full-time. Because single-family home investing is a part-time activity if you do it right. But I use a system. I only purchased FHA and VA foreclosures. And I did it part-time, and it was on autopilot pretty much, all right? Man, doing that ended my tax problem, all right? And then 2 years later, I sold them all. And I did owner financing, and I have never returned to single-family home investing for a lot of different reasons. And that's a different subject for another time. But I didn't like unprofessional tenants. I later bought properties and I had professional tenants, and that was a completely different thing. And that's pretty much what I have now, professional tenants. And this is where I realized the power of paper. And my next purchase was a multifamily portfolio in 3 states consisting of 265 units. And I had no idea what I was doing, but the opportunity was there. And it takes courage to move into new things, and I did. Because my mindset is that the thing about money is that money can be replaced, but opportunities and experience can't. And then in the 90s, I ran in an ad looking for a buyer for a $50 million property. And I wanted to earn that 1% fee for finding a buyer. That was $150,000. And that got my attention. That was my money that I made off all of my properties. Okay. So that number was like, wow, Okay. And I ran an ad, and that same week I received an offer in the form of a letter of credit, a LOI, with the letter of intent, for $14.9 million. In fact, it was like a $30,000 difference. And I had never seen an offer of $15 million on an LOI, because I had always had to deal with contracts and earnest money just to make an offer on a house. So this was like, what is this? This was new. It was different. And that sale fell apart over $30,000. I even offered to pay the $30,000 for my $100,000 fee, but that didn't work out either. So the deal died. I was broken, and this was the beginning of even more deals that would eventually die. And what I can tell you guys, when you're working on projects and deals and they go south, don't you go with it, because it can happen. You can get too emotionally engaged in the projects and the profits, and if they fall apart, they can really hurt you emotionally, can mess up your self-esteem, and you can actually bail out and give up on your stuff. All right. So reasons, seasons, lifetimes. People you meet, some are for a reason, some are for a season, and some are for a lifetime. And after that deal died, my potential buyer called me, and he explained to me why he wouldn't offer more for the property and wanted me to work with him on some other transactions. To make a long story short, this stranger from this ad became my mentor for 3 years. And I learned a lot about what I'm doing now. The question was, why wouldn't he pay more, the $30,000 for the property? And the logic was, and I learned this, was that he told the seller, I'll reconsider my $14.9 million offer, have no problem reconsidering the offer, on 2 conditions. 1, you can show me more income from this property. 2, or less expenses. If you cannot show me more income or less expenses, I'm not upping the offer. And I've learned that and used that over the years as a very powerful tool in negotiating deals with actual sellers. And fate may have it, this guy ended up being a retired bank officer from Nations Bank, and he was the president of the letter of credit division and had retired. And he knew some stuff, knew some people, knew some plays, but he couldn't actually implement and execute them because it would be in violation of his confidentiality agreement. And if he did that, he could lose his retirement plan. So he used me to do a lot of the stuff that he couldn't do. And in the process, I worked as a mentor, went into some banks in Charlotte, North Carolina, with no money. Didn't have not Nations Bank, but it was First Union at the time. And I had an appointment with the president, and my objective was to talk to him about a portfolio of properties that First Union was getting, because they had purchased Barnett Bank, and they had a portfolio of 32 properties that was a little over $100 million. And I was asked, my mentor, it wasn't easy for him to get me to do this either. And that's why I can relate to the number factor. People say the only difference between a 10 and 100 is a 0. Not true. It's more involved in that. And you're going to see, as I explain to you where I'm coming from in my experience, that I couldn't go, I was afraid to go to the bank. And that's fear. And you say, well, what was I afraid of? You say well, you're afraid of failing. I wasn't afraid of failing. We have a lot of experience with that. I've had some experience with that. I wasn't afraid of that. I was afraid of succeeding beyond my expectations. And a lot of you will have that same psychological factor kick in because it's real. And it's okay. All right. But I learned a lot from him over those years and did some very creative things. I did 3 deals. He and I did 3 deals, the $31 million, 31 property portfolio. He had flipped it, but he couldn't flip it until I bought it. But the bank wouldn't sell it to him, so he got them to sell it to me, and he had already sold it. But I didn't know that. And that's when he explained to me about the game. And you want to learn the game. I want to teach you the game of moves and counter moves. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know the right things. All right. And the next deal was a $10 million land acquisition. And then we did a $40 million LBO for a manufacturing plant in Detroit. And then he introduced me to a private banker. I had never heard or even knew anything about private banking. And this guy asked me, because private banks can't advertise. I didn't know that. Did you know that? That private banks cannot advertise or run ads. They can't even put their signs up at all. They can only operate in office buildings, and they can't make it obvious that they're a bank, because if they make it obvious that they are a bank, then it's not private. Okay. So I developed a relationship with this private banker, and he asked me to be a facilitator or a placement agent. And we sat down and we drafted a corporate program. It was an interest-only program with an equity play in it, and my job was to sell it. And he actually would close those loans in the bank. We would go to the bank, and the loan would close. You would sign the papers. Funds were transferred from the bank's account into your account, and the requirement was that you had to maintain an account in the bank. You couldn't take the money from the private bank and put in Bank of America or Nations Bank. You couldn't do that. Or Wachovia, it had to stay in that private bank, and as long as it stayed in that private bank, it earned interest. If you took it out, you didn't earn interest, and of course, you're in violation of the agreement. But as long as the funds would stay there, the private bank pretty much guaranteed a decent return on it as compared to the other banks. I did not know anything about all of that. The private banker taught me about SLCs, DLCs, and CLCs and how to use them, and assisted him in putting together an actual syndication. And I'm telling you this because I've had experiences that you can benefit from and that I have integrated into my partnership. All right. Between my mentor and the private banker connection, I was basically exposed to a lot of inner workings of commercial transaction engineering, bank-to-bank transfers and escrows and custodial accounts and how to use them, what to put in them, the clauses, all of that stuff, the legalese stuff. I was there, on the front seat, wasn't in the book, it was in the room, okay? And I was the principal of an acquisition of 1,200-acre development. And my role was to simply make the offer and to negotiate with the sellers. I didn't know about the other side of it. I didn't. My mentor handled that. All right. All I was supposed to do was to have the linguistic encounter with the seller and keep my buyer's hat on and not take it off. Well, it was easy to do, because I didn't have to deal with the financing. It wasn't my concern. I had a game book, a playbook, and a game plan, and I just played it. I do the same with this program. I teach the way I was taught, all right? In real time, real deals with real people. And I put together and structured 3 funding syndications that consisted of 3 banks. It was a little over $200 million in an LBO for an auto manufacturing supplier in Detroit also. So I can navigate around this stuff, and these are just some of the things that I've done. And I'm telling you this not to brag, but to let you know that I know what I'm talking about, and I know how to get you where you want to be, and I know what I like to do in my joint venture program. So I've been a player in one way or another in over $800 million in commercial transactions during my career, using what I've learned from my mentor and my private banker. Is the knowledge. I haven't met anyone that has that depth of experience and exposure to high leverage financing and commercial transaction engineering that I have in years. And I've talked with bankers, but just because a person's a banker doesn't mean he understands DLCs and SLCs and syndicated fundings, okay? So I've learned some skills that have lasted a lifetime. And it's thanks to these two connections. Remember, seasons, reasons, lifetime. Some of the people you meet are going to be for a season. Some are going to be for a reason. And some will be for a lifetime. I'm looking and hoping that my JV partners are going to be lifetime partners, or at least for a couple of seasons. And I've purchased properties at 100% LTV and sold them in 30 days at 110. I don't subscribe to the fixer-upper stuff. I only deal with properties that are up and fixed. It's because they can get funded. The properties that need to be fixed up, it's going to take money to fix them up. And we don't, buyers don't make money, sellers do. I'd rather deal with a property, and I encourage you to do the same, that's up and fixed. It don't focus so much just on price, but on potential and options. And that's where creative financing and your ability to assess transactions and deals make a difference. Because all of the things that I've done with no capital, no credit, and actually no partners. They just had good coaches and good instructors. Now, some other things that I've done, I've created my own financing software and systems and processes. And that's where my strength is in systems and processes. And I've conducted live workshops, which is interesting because the residential REIA wouldn't let me speak at their workshop because my content didn't complement the other people's stuff. So what did I do? I had started my own workshops, and I do 3-day workshops, and it's just me, no upsells and 10 speakers and all of that. So my challenge there was I didn't think that I had or knew enough to conduct or was even qualified to conduct a 3-day workshop until I did it. And I found out I had enough, more than enough. Now here's the point in this. I discounted myself in my mind. You didn't discount me. I discounted myself. And I've done that several times. And I'm telling you, you don't want to go there. You gotta vote for you. Count yourself in. Put me in, coach. All right. So I put myself in. I didn't know whether this thing would fly down. I've done about 35 of them around the country. Small groups, 250, from 50 to 200 people, 3-day workshops, and it's all day. And it's just me, and my content and information is that long and is that strong. And the reason being is because you operate where your gift is, and I have the knowledge of financing and investing. Understand that? I like it, and I'm good at it. And because of that, my gift and your gift just makes room for itself. So I don't compete. I just actually do what I do. Kind of like what I'm doing here now. And I've developed my own financing courses and programs because I'm a natural teacher. I like teaching, and I like teaching what I'm good at. All right. And that's a little bit about me and what I've done. And I like the transaction engineering. These are some of the things that I've created. And the point here is that I know how to navigate the financing maze. And none of these products, by the way, are for sale. These are products that I give to my partners to get them to the space and in the place that they need to actually get in to work with me on some stuff. All right. And it's how to convert free equity into residual income. That's a very powerful concept. And the commercial paper power, I'm doing a new course on that for 2025. And the thing is, all of these courses, information, software, it's all free to my JV partners. When I say equip you to succeed and to be your partner in profits, I'm very sincere in that. And this is my home office, my physical home office. This is where I'm actually making this video. This is where I write my courses. And if you notice on the left side there's a white wall where I map things out on paper, and that's where I structure my systems, my objectives, and my plans. And I actually map that out here. And I have some hobbies, of course. I'm just introducing you to myself. My main hobby is I'm a Bible study word nerd. I even have a website called A Teaching Hour where every Sunday I actually read the Bible. And it's not church, no preaching. It's line by line, book by book, chapter by chapter, verse by verse. So it's actually Bible studies, not evangelism and preaching and topical preaching. Is Bible teaching, and it's understanding God's word, making it make sense and not be confusing, and to really understand. And it's a study, it's not a playing church thing. It's actually something that I have a sincere passion for. And I like developing systems and processes and procedures. And thirdly is I like doing joint ventures with other people, or partnering and empowering and watching people, helping people to pretty much go through this metamorphosis. Kind of like what I did, what my mentors did with me, from a caterpillar to a butterfly. That transition, and the thing is, you have to do it by yourself. It's good to have someone there to direct you and hold you accountable, kind of like what my mentors did with me. He held me accountable and directed me and encouraged me. When I screwed up, he didn't beat me up, he lifted me up. And that's what I also offer in my partnership program. And I like developing software and learning AI and new stuff. And I like reading, writing, of course, cooking, gardening, bowling, swimming. And I like auto cars, fast cars. I have my share of automotive toys, boys' toys, I have a SSR 490 horsepower convertible truck, which is crazy. And, this is what I do. This is who I am and who you actually will be working with. You'll be working with me, not a team of people, but you'll be working with me directly in our different projects and sectors. This is my fourth quarter, and in 2011 I launched my own web hosting service to develop virtual properties and to integrate my software for my personal use and for my joint venture partners. See, I'm committed and serious about joint venture partners, all right? Because I'd much rather do 10 deals with 10 people than one deal by myself, which is what I've done for years. So this is new. It gives me a chance to be more, not get more, but to become more by helping more people and operating in the things that I'm good at and that I like doing. And I developed a virtual office, which is for myself and my partners. And that's what I want to share with you guys, is my virtual office, which is for my partners, all right? And actually how you can get one. And my 2025 projects going forward, well, of course, we're going to continue to add, reduce, modify the virtual office, of course, And most importantly is this is my new project, my focus here. It's called Large Project Funding. And those are projects $50 million and up. And I have a couple in the pipeline already. And what I like to do with my partners is to be able to take like one of the projects I have and work with you on it and not have to do it all. Because if I have to do it all, I'm going to do one or two $200, $300 million deals and be done. And I've done that for years. I don't care to continue to do that. I want to share and impact more people in more ways in the things that I'm actually good at. And I also have for 2025 is a commercial paper power course. And I look forward to that. And the thing is, these are the things that I want to do with my JV partners. So on this partner thing, I just want you to know I'm committed and serious about it, and I'm very particular. All right. Now, the point here in me telling you all about me It's just to let you know I can navigate this stuff, okay? That none of the products that I've shown you are for sale. None of them. You can't even buy it. It's part of my investment in you. And everything's free, and it is actually built into your office. Now, don't think that I hadn't had some mistakes, because I've screwed up some stuff, and I've been hurt. Remember I told you about the deals that you don't want them to die with you. A part of you can die with a deal if your head's not straight. And I've been there, and I've had that happen several times. An example, I lost a $115,000 fee that wasn't paid, but that was my fault. It was a document failure because I was dealing with a classmate, college buddy, helped him get a loan on an apartment building, and he didn't pay me. He said, well, why didn't he pay you? I didn't write it up. Why didn't you write it up? Because I trusted him. Yeah, Well, this ain't the Boy Scouts. And as my mentor told me, if there's more than $1 involved, you can't trust nobody on this stuff. And when you talk about hundreds of thousands of dollars, people can easily come up with reasons not to pay you. And I learned that. He told me that, but I thought I knew best. You'll probably do that too. And the document on the first one that I didn't get was a basic fee agreement. On the second one, I did get a fee agreement, but I forgot and didn't get, and was told to get, was a corporate resolution. And let me explain to you what that is. If I apply, sign an agreement with you in my name, Durante Parks, and I go to your lender and I fill out his application and I apply under developer's funding, and the lender funds developer funding, then you need a corporate resolution from me stating that I'm authorized to indebt the corporation, because the individual, Durante Parks, didn't apply for the loan. Corporate loans are not given to individuals. They're given to corporations and entities. So if you're working with me, you need to ask me what's the name of the borrowing entity. And when I give you the name of the borrowing entity, you need to either have me to put a corporate seal on it, which means I'm authorized to obligate the corporation, or you need to get it notarized. But if I just sign it and you sign it, it has my name and your name, but my corporation is the borrowing entity. At the closing, my attorney can say, we're not going to pay you because Durante Parks wasn't authorized to obligate the corporation, unless you had a document to the contrary. And I didn't. I had the fee agreement, but that wasn't enough here. So what did that cost me? That was a $150,000 seminar that you should not have to take. All right. And then I got caught in the middle of a money laundering scheme dealing with flaky people because I didn't take the time to vet the lenders. And all of the mistakes I made were my fault. It wasn't a result of somebody doing something to me. It was because I didn't do what I was told to do. To know and not to do is not to know. All right. And then I lost $200,000 working with some Quicker lenders. They charged my client $200,000 of upfront fees, and you don't do upfront fees. And I was just eager because of the $200,000. They gave me some of it. And that kind of made me a party to a shady scheme. My fault also. Why? I didn't vet the clients. Didn't do what I was told to do. A message to you. Don't you do this. Do what you are told to do, even if you don't like doing it. I didn't feel like to get that fee agreement with my buddy. It didn't feel good. It was like I didn't trust him. But then my coach put it in perspective. He said, no. It's not a matter of trust, son. He said, you put it in writing so there will never be a disagreement about what you have agreed to. Yeah, well, we got that now. But of course, I've had my bad stuff. You don't hit a home run the first time. But then I got some stuff right also. All right. And this is an interesting story here with this check. My mentor, on one of the deals we did, that $110 million transaction, FedEx came up to the house, signed for a package. It was a little envelope. I opened it up. Didn't recognize the name. It was from an offshore trust that I didn't recognize. Opened it up. It had the trust name on it. Didn't recognize it. And the signature on it. Didn't recognize it. And it was for $1 million. And I had a problem with it. I couldn't, even though I wanted the $1 million, I couldn't receive it. It was there, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but this is how dumb I was, or how fearful, or how unbelieving, and how unprepared I was that I would not deposit the check. Because in my head, I had concluded, and I did this all by myself, that if I deposit the check and it was a shady check, that I could end up going to jail. So instead of depositing the check, I picked the check up and I called the controller of the currency and had them investigating the check, sent them a copy of the check. And I ended up talking with the FBI, called them, they didn't respond. But the bottom line was, I had a problem receiving the check. All right? Now, you said, well, why was there a problem receiving the check? The problem I had receiving the check was because I wasn't told I was going to get it or that it was sent. See, my mentor told me he would take care of me on it, and that was as most as I got. I learned so much from the experience that if I didn't make a dime, I was fine because of what I had learned. And this was his way of compensating me for the things that I had done with him. But when the check came, it didn't have his name on it anywhere. And I couldn't receive it. I thought I was being set up by the government, by some scheme, because you got to remember, my past experiences have been ripped off by liars, stole from, deceived, and conned. So all I figured, this was just more the same. So I was extremely paranoid. And I had held a check for at least, I think, 8 days. And then I did this. Common sense is not really common. Then I took the check to the private banker and asked him to verify it. And he verified it and said the check was good. And then he laughed at me. And he said, why? He said, why don't you just deposit it in the bank? I said, I was afraid that if I deposit the check, that if it bounced, that I could go to jail, or be in legal trouble. And he laughed. I said, what are you laughing about? He said, you could deposit the check. And it's not an issue with you depositing the check as long as you didn't write any checks against it until it cleared. I go, oh, okay. Yeah, I got it now. Well, fear and unbelief will do that. So here's the message here. I had to check the $1 million check in my hand, and I could not receive it. Message. Don't let that happen to you. Okay? So, thing is, winning feels good, but you have to go through the stuff you have to go through to get there. And sometimes it's the little pain here. All right. And then I did things in the past the hard way. Locating lenders, inspecting packages, downloading attachments, searching for the right lender, vetting the lender, requesting the documents, packaging the deals, submitting projects to lenders, contacting lenders for the status of the deal, monitoring the transaction, taking calls from the client, doing the babysitting thing, and then I hope it closed. Yeah. He ain't made a dime yet, done all his work for free. Well, we don't do that anymore, and you shouldn't either. And if you're doing it, you need to stop. This would change that. However, after doing this for 30 plus years, I got it down to a simple game. It's a science. It's a game of moves and counter moves. I understand the processes. That's all you need to understand basically is the process. And the financial equation which we teach in our master class. And how to profit from processes. Remember I was doing all that work initially for free? You can do some things and profit from those processes. And then I learned how to negotiate with lenders, and I discovered this. Deals are made, not found. You want to know how to make deals? Because in most cases, you can make something out of all of them. You may not get to the closing, but you can profit from the process. And that terms are important as price, if not more important, which is how I can make property offers at full price at 100% and then sell them at 110. You want to know how to do that. prices and everything. It's a thing, but it's not the only thing. And that the importance of systems and processes, there are two things that matter the most. Systems and processes, all right? And that buyers don't make money. They never will, never have, never do. They just think they do. That sellers are the only one legally entitled to make money. Buyers don't, all right? And then I can always substitute money for knowledge. You want to go there? We take you there. You get that in this partner package, guys. The smart way is to become a player, which means you can become any one of these in the game if you want to be. You want to be a buyer, you want to play a game, you can start as a buyer, end up being a seller, exit as a lender. But you're doing it as a game. You want to work in the real estate, you got new construction, acquisition, refinancing, rehab. You can play anywhere you want on this game as long as you know which game you want to play. All right? And you want to play. There are the players and the games. Remember, in the game, whether you're doing the buying and selling money games, that's what financing is. There are people buying money and there are people selling it. Buyers borrow. You don't want to be a buyer of money. You want to sell it. Sellers have a thrill without the bill. You can be a buyer in this game. There are buyers, lenders, sellers, and realtors. And of course, you got the legal guys in there. And then there's you. And what you will learn is how to look at this board like that and decide which game, depending on which game you want to play, will determine which seat you sit in. And then we show you with our document creator, you start these games by executing documents. Pretty cool. But those are the systems and processes that I'm talking about and that I'm sharing with you, all right? Now, it took me 30 years of pain to discover this stuff, what I'm about to share with you. And you don't have to have that expensive seminar. And you can leverage this and bypass all of that pain just by being a partner with me on these deals. You say, well, what if I don't want to be a partner? Well, you can have a package and don't be a partner. You can do stuff on your own. I'm okay with that. You're not restricted at all. All right? But what I need for you to do is to tap in with me now. I've said enough about me. Tune in and see if you get turned on what I'm going to begin to share with you. Now, one of the things that I do is I operate as a one-man game, OMG. It's just me. I don't have a staff. I don't have employees. It's a virtual business, all right? And I want to talk next about this business package, that portion that we're built into this web service for reviewing packages, all right? And here's how it works. For a few years, I was stuck in the real estate game. I didn't want to hear nothing about business financing. It was like too little. It was too small. You don't want to get too big for the small deals. And I just had this thing where I didn't like business. It seemed complicated. I like real estate, and it's mainly because I understood it, and that's what I was comfortable with. And business finance in my mind was simply closed to it. I was in a box. The thing is, being closed-minded to new things can be a big mistake. It's proven that to me. You don't want to. You want to have an open mind, and to be open-minded doesn't mean to have a hole in your head. All right, but you want to entertain stuff and think about it and ask yourself the what-if question. But I discovered 4 secrets, unique things about this business financing that is completely different from the real estate financing. Let me share those with you. The first secret thing about business financing, here the 4 are, all right, that it's more opportunities in business financing than it is in real estate. Remember, in real estate, you just had the 4. And that there's a reason why business financing is faster. It takes less time, and the clients are completely different. And let me show you what I mean here. Here's the first little secret I discovered. See, with real estate, you only have these 5 areas of opportunity: new construction, acquisition, refinancing, rehabbing. You can throw in a hybrid of acquisition rehab, but that's basically it. You know, you can do it with hotels, motels, shopping centers, healthcare properties, resort properties, distribution centers. You can go all over the place, but it's basically those 5. All right. On the business side, you got 11 of them. Opportunities are areas. All right. And it's no comparison because you have more things you can do and it's faster. All right. So here's what I'm saying. The business loans are just faster because 90% of it is hard money loans, personal loans, and because you're dealing with a business factor, they have to close faster. We need $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. Today is Monday. We need it by Friday to meet our payroll. We don't have time for no appraisals. We don't need no underwriting. We don't have time for all of that. And with the real estate deals, you require earnest monies. Appraisals take 30 days. You can look and see the comparison right here. If you notice on the business side, number 10, 15 days to close. Real estate side, 30 to 60 on a good day. That's if everything goes well, which it usually doesn't. So the business loans are basically hard money loans, short-term loans. And hard money is fast money. You see, but they're small. They're small, but they close fast. And with the way and what I'm going to show you is how we have actually automated that. And they're easier. I mean, they're just easier. They're just short-term loans, hard money loans, and they close very fast. You have a couple of funders who close the same day, 1 to 10 days. And this portion we've automated into our partner package. Business loans require less time and effort to get approved too. All right, less documentation, basically bank statements, financials, account receivables, copy of the contract, and the use of proceeds. They're just easier to do. You said, but they're small. Yeah, but you don't. They're effortless and they're fast. What would you rather do? Make $10,000 a week and do 3 a week, or wait for $100,000 and wait 90 to 120 days for it? You can do both. In the way this is set up in our partner program, this is automated. You don't have to do anything but plug in. We're going to go and get into that. Now, the other thing about business owners is that they are not like real estate investors. See, they have a different mindset because, real estate investors, they only buy if you got you want a high cap rate, a discounted price, a distressed situation, a distressed property, and buying a property is optional. It's not essential to them. The business owner's motivation is completely different. They have to meet the payroll. Financing for them on these deals, getting their money is based on who can get it the fastest. They aren't concerned about the cost. We have to meet the payroll. We need to buy the inventory. We got the accounts payables to do, and we need to expand. The motivation is completely different. And when you look at the income potential, on $1 million deal, 10% fee, 1% fee, you're talking about $10,000 on $1 million loan. But it's easy. And that's equipment financing, a line of credit, and it depends. These are business related services, not real estate. They're small deals, but you pay bigger fees and they close fast. And the way we'll set it up is they're actually automatic. So let's look for a minute about virtual properties. Virtual properties, guys, are basically digital spaces that you simply can't touch. Anything you can do physically with a real estate property, you can do with a virtual property. And that's what these are. The types of virtual properties, you got e-commerce stores, domain names. And if you want to buy a domain, I have a virtual property that sells domain names. It's called TopGunDomainNames.com. The NTFs, collectibles, even if you have a social media account, that's a virtual property. You just probably don't realize it. Advertising spaces such as Google advertising, Facebook Marketplace, all of those are virtual properties. And then, of course, you got virtual currencies, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, tokens, all this stuff. And then we have our financing virtual properties, and these are our financing websites. Now, here's where the differentiator comes in here. What makes our virtual properties different, all right? I mean, what is the big elephant in the room, okay? Well, number one about our sites, and this is the big differentiator. My sites are designed for partners in joint ventures. Okay, I'm just saying that's what they are. Because my passion and my mission is to empower and partner with my customers. So some people have customers. Oh, you're a customer, you bought my thing, and now you want some coaching and mentoring. That's $5,000, $10,000, all this upsell stuff. In my program, all of that is included. There are no upsells. It's nothing to buy. You have to execute and use the tools you have, all right? And we provide partners with the tools and the support all in one location, and we put all of that in our virtual back office. We're going to take a look at that. And we're using systems and processes. And each site is set up for a specific result. And we have premium training programs. And we use a game. I use a game approach, guys, to learning. Because it's easier to learn a game than it is to figure out a problem. All right. And I use the game approach to actual learning. That's how I learn. All right. And we include our software, everything that's needed to actually do a deal with a client. See, my approach to this is that I have to give you everything you need and know that you have it. And that way, if we get a nice project, want to buy something together, finance something together, you have the tools and resources to do it and not do the tell me what to do and I'll see if I can do it. Or I give you a deal and you give it back to me. I want to give you a deal and you know what to do with it. And we JV on it here. And I'm going to show you just an example of some things that came in over the last week. But that's what this is about. And our sites have front-end premium fee-based services built in, which means they're things that you can sell. And what's really cool now, you can use these tools for yourself or you can sell them as services. So it's a business in a box that you can actually grow into, all right? And what makes us unique is our approach to learning. We use a game approach. I just teach it like a game. And we do the numbers, do the lender approach, the seller approach. And it's a game of moves and counter moves. And we include deal sharing. You don't have to buy into that. It's built in to the actual package. The same with the joint ventures. We'll JV with you. You got something you want to purchase, and we agree with you, and it aligns with what I agree with, and we like each other. We'll do a joint venture. You have that potential. I want to be the first person that you consider on a joint venture, not the last one. Include group mentoring, all right? Personal mentoring as needed. So if you and I are working on a deal, we don't discuss your deal in front of the group, all right? Because to loose lips sink ships, and we are not going to let nobody sink our ship. So we'll talk privately, one-on-one about our project. But as a group, we talk and share with the group challenges or situations they may have and how to hurdle and jump them. But if we're involved in it, it's going to be one-on-one. Loose lips sink ships. We've seen that happen. But that's how that works, all right? And it's all about, being unique. I'm doing what I like to do and what I'm pretty good at. And I have an apprenticeship program included too. So when you connect to all of this simply through your association. And if we need to, we can do some testing and certification. Make sure you're qualified. See, when I give you a deal, I do not want you to give it back to me. That's not the script. That's not the plan. All right. But I have to make sure that you are equipped to actually handle it. So what is it about the office? And let's look at this. You have the money store, which is a virtual property, has a virtual back office and a business financing module added to it. We could actually use these separately, but I don't. I want you to have everything you need. And this is to get where you want to go, to keep you motivated. We have a real estate financing module. We have consulting services. That's where you're selling your services. And then you have the property acquisition. That's a strategy. And then you have new construction stuff you can do. That's hard money. And then we have the large project funding. All right. Now, you can have all of this in your office. But in the back office, you're going to have access to the tools to do any of these. But you don't have to do all of them. You have to pick the one that matches up with the objective. And if you're in a partnership with me and you're in the real estate financing, then and you chose or have selected to do new construction, then you're going to focus and we're going to hook you up in new construction. You shouldn't be over in the oil and gas. I'm just saying, you're out of your space. You're not in the right chair. You've flipped the script on us. Stuff won't work. We want everybody in a place, in a space, handling their area of specialty. So what is it that I do with my office? I can secure real estate loans as a fee-based business. I can even package loans as a fee-based service. And that's part of that profiting from the process. I could even prepare letters of intent for myself or as a service I offer to others. I've made $5,000 3 times simply preparing LOIs on deals that didn't even close. Interesting. All right. I didn't do it for the deal. I did it for the LOI. I just wrote it up. See, when you know certain things, you can make your knowledge has value to other people. You have to remember that, because if you don't realize the value of the knowledge you have, you'll give it away for free. And that don't feel good when you start doing a lot of it. But it's a little different when you have to learn how to turn those fee-free services into fee-based services. I've negotiated terms with lenders as a fee-based service. If I don't save you nothing on it, you got a 10% LOI term quote. If I can't get it down, you owe me nothing. If I get it down, you owe me 50% of what I save you. Yeah, that's a fair deal. And in most cases, it's easier to do than it is to sell, because lenders are very negotiable. You just have to know how to do it. I've negotiated terms and price with sellers as a fee. I make full money offers on income property. You want to know how to do that? With absolutely no intention of buying them, and get paid and never buy the property. All right. And I structure arbitrage deals, and I flip properties, notes, and financing. And you want to know, and what I've done is I secure 100% financing transactions for myself. You want to know how to do that. All right. And I like and have really dialed into this large project financing thing. So what I'm working on right now, just to give you an example, this is a free source that came to me, and this will probably happen to you too. People will bring you deals they can't do. And if you can't do them, I can't do it, and Jack can't do it, and Joe can't do it, it's just something we can't do. But what if you can? And you know how? You got those fundamentals in place. Or you even have a resource that does know. Remember my resources, my mentor, and the private banker? Yeah, those are the kind of resources I'm talking about. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know how to get the answers. Here's a project that came to me. It was a new construction financing. It was a project for a steel manufacturing plant for $300 million. Debt and equity is open. Now, the fact that debt and equity is open and considered, there's an opportunity there for those who know it. In addition to the fee you make on the security, if you can get it done. That's the challenge, is if you can get it done. So you actually have this deal. The question is, let's look at these numbers. There's a $300 million project. All right. And that's just the first number. Just keep that in mind. And this project also has another piece to it. It's new construction. It looks like this. And the payout on it, let's do a little math here, because this is the real stuff, guys. And it's a real deal. And let's just say I gave this to you right now, where you are. What would you do with this? You would probably send it to someone or tell the world about it and try to find someone who can do it and hope they pay you. Okay? Now, it's $300 million. Remember the $1 million check. Learn from that. Remember that story. I had it in my hand, but I couldn't receive it. Here's a $300 million transaction, and I'll easily, and you'll know how to do this. We'll do this together. This is what I'm talking about. This is a space, guys, and the place I will love to joint venture with you on is here in this stuff. The other stuff's fine, but this is awesome. You want to come here. It's a nice space, a nice place to be in, all right? 1% minimum. Let's just do the numbers. 1% of that $300 million is $3 million. You got that? But that's not the end of the game that we're playing here. We're playing a different game. We're playing high leverage. We are transaction engineering. All right? So there's a $3 million payday here on this. All right? And remember what we're doing here. We're doing large project funding. So when we say large, you got to think large, okay? Large doesn't mean hard. It's large. There's a $3 million problem. That's what I want you to look at this. And if you can solve this problem, if you can, and know how to, or know who can, and can trust them to pay you, 1% of that $300 million is $3 million. That's a $3 million project payday for solving this problem. But it's even more. If you're a master player and really know how to play the game, we aren't going to just get that. We're going to get a piece in the form of equity in this project, even if it's just 1 to 5%. So when this plant goes up, you're going to get $3 million. And if you were my partner and I handed you this deal, you and I would split the $3 million straight down the middle. No nickel and dime. We don't fight over money. But where I negotiated a 5% equity position in the plant itself, which means I got 5% stock in it. So if it ends up being a multi-billion-dollar company, I profit from that. All right. Now, this is just an example of a project I'm starting 2025 with. And how do we do this? Well, I didn't ask for this project. It was given to me. And the reason it was given to me is because the person that had it couldn't get it done. All right. Well, I'm here to tell you, I've identified 4 funders who want to talk about this, who do this type of stuff. In fact, this is their specialty. This is all they do, are steel manufacturing plants. All right. And ideally, this is an example of what I would actually do with you. So my job is I have to get you to the place and the space, headspace, where these numbers don't mess you up. The $300 million can scare you, and the $3 million can frighten you, and then the 5% equity can run you away because you can be overwhelmed at the numbers. So what my point here is, when I say be my partner, this joint venture, I want a joint venture here too. The little stuff is fine, but this is awesome. All right. So let's look at the virtual office. And it is virtual. It is an office. You just can't touch it. Okay. So a virtual property, what I'm including here for my partners, is a business in a box. It's pretty much all it is. Okay. And you got business lender connections, commercial lender resources, a lending marketplace. And the thing about a marketplace, I could take that project and drop it in the marketplace and have hundreds of, if not thousands, of lenders looking at it. But there's a problem with that, is that you're doing what's called shopping a deal. We don't want to shop it. We want to place it. Okay? So we wouldn't use the lending marketplace for this. And I've included my document creator for playing the games. You simply execute documents. And we got tons of market research material and ads to run. You don't have to make them. They're already done. When I say be my partner and I hook you up, I am hooking you up. I connect you. Don't disconnect. I hook you up. More than enough. It's basically a business you grow into and not out of. And I have deal-making strategies, just like we were talking about this deal here, this deal. That's a strategy associated with this, and with every website, there's a strategy behind it. And then I have process maps for actually executing those strategies, and of course, the lender private portal. Now, this is the key to structuring those deals on the back end. In other words, this is the lender's portal. This is what it looks like. And if you notice, you have a share your referral link or submit your loan directly. Now, let me explain this to you. The reason you have to share your referral link is because you're not going to be able to do these kind of deals with brokers on this business portal. And the reason being is it's so direct, and the underwriting and everything is in real time. A broker can't provide the information that's needed here. And the way this works, you submit it directly to your lender, and if he doesn't like it or passes on it, he will place it in his lender marketplace, and they'll see if they can make the deal work. And this is strictly for the business stuff. This isn't that large project funding stuff. This is the small stuff. So it's all done automatically. So if you got a broker that's sending you a deal, you can't give him your direct loan link because he can't fill out the application. He doesn't have the accounts receivables. He doesn't know the revenue. He doesn't know all of that. And ideally, you don't want that information in your hands. No way, not today. And the broker can't fill it out. So what do? You give the broker a referral link so he can sign up himself and submit the deals himself. And you'll get a piece of everything he does. You're not going to get a big piece, but you're going to get a small piece. All right. This is what your back-end portal looks like. You're connected with the lender. All right. Now, once you do the connection with the lender, then what you do next is you log into your back office and you do this step one. You don't study nothing. You don't read anything. You do this first. Connect your business funnel. And you do this step one, and the instructions on how to do it are in there. And then the next thing you do is you can run some business ads. It's copy and paste. And then C is a list of places to run that ad. All right. Now, in order to connect with the lender, you're going to have to execute some documents. This is how I do the automatic business funnel and don't have to look at emails or talk to clients. This is the back end of it. These are the guts of that actual system. You have to execute these documents. And I want you to notice what the lender provides you. He gives you an overview of the program. Under the program guidelines, those are the 5 programs he has: fast capital, business lines, conventional and SBA financing, equipment financing, the timeline, all of the details that you need for the program. So you say, well, which program should you advertise? Well, when you connect with the lender, you have a little conversation and find out which of these programs are the most popular. You don't want to do all of them. You can make them all available, but when you start marketing and driving traffic to your funnel, you want to offer a particular program, and you want the one that's the most popular or the one that your lender recommends, or the one that they're closing the most of. All right. Down at the bottom, you have instructions and marketing templates. The lender gives you marketing, a ebook you customize, put your name in it, and you go with it. That's how that works. All right. And he provides you with everything you actually need in this deal here. Now, this is what the loan application looks like. When they hit the button on your site, this is what they say. How much capital do you need? That's it. And next is the amount of time. Your name is nowhere on this. That's why a broker can't do this. This is what is actually happening in real time. When they enter the $300,000, it matches it with the lender, the lenders that will do $300,000 deals. And then how long? It matches based on your business. There are lenders here that will loan money based on how long you've been in business. Now, whether or not you're profitable, but how long you've been in business. And it's actually underwriting your deal as it's being submitted, which is why brokers can't do this, okay? And then what happens next question is the monthly revenue. No name has been asked for. No address has been asked for. No email address has been asked for. None of that is relevant here because we're playing a different game. This is about actually business financing, and they want to see what it is you have because these are the factors that matter. Next, the credit score. Some of these programs are credit-based and some aren't. And then you simply promote it, all right? But it's a process, and what I want to share with you is that this is how this works. And then once you start driving traffic and people start filling out your application, you'll see here we got a deal that was funded. You got, you see the types of deals that were actually there. There's fast capital, and you see this one here is processing. Then you have the ones with withdrawn. Those are the deals that were kicked back. Can't do them. But that doesn't mean it's not an opportunity there for you. See, all of these are $100,000, $25,000, $100,000 small deals. You have the ability, because of the way the funnel is set up, is to contact the individuals to see if they're still seeking the $100,000 and to offer some alternatives. In other words, it's not a dead duck yet. Remember, deals are made, not found, okay? And next, you get and use this to monitor your deals, track them, see the lender comments. They'll tell you why they turned the deal down. And they provide you with all the marketing tools also. Now, starting points here. You're going to copy and run the ads, all right? That's what you're going to do. You just do it. It's real straightforward. Remember, this is the first thing you do. And you want to then come to number 2 and start learning the different games and strategies. And then number 3 is get familiar with the software. And then we also, here under the courses, we have a deep dive masterclass, which is going to help you. It's 9 hours, but that's what it takes. Because if I give you a new construction deal, $20, $30, $40 million, or a $300 million deal, you need to know what to do with it. And just giving it back to me is not, this is not that. We don't want to do that. We want you to be able to handle it. And then we have a straight line sales course here by Jordan Bedford. And it's 9 hours on how to actually have linguistic conversations and how to sell yourself and your services and not give them away. All right. And then this is our document creator. It's the magic tool for making deals. It'll create the documents for your customers, for your lenders, your LOIs, and even for your arbitrage deals. All of that's in here. All of it. Nothing's slacking here. My partners have to have everything they need to do the deals. Everything. Nothing to buy here. It's just execute. Here's what the LOI looks like. Use this when you're going to make offers and push deals. through, and this is just for executing a strategy. All right. And here you can, once you make it, you can save it, you can preview it, you can update, edit, delete. You can do these in minutes, and you use these for your deals, or you can sell it as a service. Guys have paid me $2,000 to $3,000 just to prepare an LOI, instead of them having to hire an attorney and write a contract. So you have that. You have this software that's included. If you need it, you may not even need it, to build loan packages. It's free. It's included. If you need it for your own projects or for your client's projects, you simply fill in the blanks. And if you notice down here at the bottom, you got the loan, the property, the building, the rent rolls, the assumptions, income and expense statements, and then your underwriter's info. You pre-sell this as a loan packager or a process for pre-underwriting deals over 85% LTV. You do this on your own. This isn't part of what I do. This is what you do to generate income and to sharpen your skill sets. All right. And when you come to your virtual office, you actually log into it. And what we're going to do is, I'm not sure if I want, if I'm going to log into this. Let's see here. Let me check something. Yeah, well, we can do this. I'm not going to camp out. We can certainly log in. All right, so we're going to log in here and see what we get. This is the back office. And this is what it actually looks like. And this is the back office now. It's not the front end. Here. And your back office looks like this. You got an introduction video here. Another one there. And here's where you connect to your lenders. Here. All right. And you get all your software and everything here. Access to the lender marketplace. Here. Business lenders, commercial real estate lenders, niche lenders, research resources. This is a lot of interesting stuff in here. Set up your closings, title companies, government research, market research, all of that data is in here. And then you have marketing resources, generic ads, user forms, real connections, free classified services. It's for marketing. And you have some website tutorials on how to do stuff on your website. This is business financing, buying and selling businesses. Because you can take your virtual property, your website, and flip it. I've sold websites for $6,000 and $7,000. I'm just saying they're virtual properties, just like you do with single family homes. And these are the new market place. There's partner programs, referral programs. What is this marketplace lending? And you have a business marketplace and a real estate marketplace. And this access to your back office and your website, your office, your billing, and all that stuff is in here. All right. And then over here is where you create your documents. You come over here and we'll look at save documents. And then you start executing documents. You just come here and make them and save them and shoot them out. All right. But this is what your back office looks like. And if you say, "Ooh, it looks intimidating," then what you can do, if it looks intimidating, is you can come here, set up a new user, and just give him not administrative rights, but subscriber rights. And all of this over here on the side will just go away. You won't see all this stuff. It'll just disappear. All right. That's if this is intimidating or distracting you. Because the key here, guys, is just being focused, locking in. Because it's a business you can grow into, not get confused with. And that's why it's important what you do is you simply follow the steps. Step one, connect your business funnel. Step 2, learn the games you can play. You have in here the masterclass. And you come in here and you go to school. Learn the game, learn the plays, learn the rules, the files, what you do, what you don't do. And then here is the course on selling. Same thing. Just come here and log in. And here's on script writing, and this is the local property flip course. You just go here and learn it. It's 48 minutes. And the tools and everything. It has a website to work with it. And engage. But you have to pick what you do. So what I suggest you do initially is start to set the funnel up first, get involved in that, and then decide what you want to do. You want to terminate your debt, pay off some bills, fund your retirement account, get some specifics, and then go from there. Now, this is the back end, and what I want to show you is the front end of this site. And this is what the public sees. All right, they see this. Now, down here are those programs: Fast Capital, Credit, Business, Equipment. Right here, person clicks to apply. And what you're doing here, you're sorting the brokers out. Brokers go here, borrowers go here. You get pre-qualified here. And this separates the brokers. And you have something else you can offer the brokers. We won't go into that. But you have a service you can offer the brokers if you want to be bothered with that. And I don't suggest you do. I suggest you stay focused, stay with the program, and be a JV partner. And let's do some of the other stuff. But you have to learn the basics before we can do the advanced stuff. So that's the back office. That's the front end. And then here is the commercial funding site, commercial financing. And if we go there, let's see, we got another site here too. Let's see. Yeah, we got another one here also. Yeah, the acquisitions, and we even got another one here. So this commercial financing funnel is basically a real estate site, all right, and it has some cool products on it. And these are the things you can actually sell, all right. They're already pre-packaged. You don't have to make anything. You got a loan packaging service, a deal analysis service, a free consultation, and then here you have the LOI creation. Actually has a sales page. If you want to sell this service, it shows you how to do it, why to do it, the benefits in having it, okay, and the pros and cons of not having it. And you can either put a price on it. I've found from experience it's best to have people to call you because it's dynamic pricing. And all you're going to do is be paid to fill out. Somebody's going to send you some information. And all you do is fill out the information into the software, and it creates the LOI. Of course, you put some terms in it and stuff, you know, but that you'll learn in the course. All right. So the property acquisition site is if you're going to be a deal maker and push deals. This site is for if you're making full price offers on places like LoopNet, and your LOI on the back end comes in it links back to this site. So when they start vetting you, they come to this site and they want to know who are you, how do you do stuff. You got it right here, everything you do and don't do. You got types of properties you're interested in, types of properties you're not interested in, the locations you do invest in. It's just straight to the point, and the property requirements. Now, the thing about this, with the property requirements, guys, these requirements are the requirements that my lender has, not me. It's what he has. We don't do nothing but Class A and B properties. We don't do it, and they have to be at least 80% occupied. There ain't no fixer-upper stuff here. That you can use the tools in the back office to do fixer-upper stuff, but that's on you if you want to go there. I just don't think I do. In the required documents, we tell them what we need. And then our submission process, and we make them register. And we tell them here what to expect. The timeline, everything. How long it takes, what you can expect. And realtors, because that's who you're going to be dealing with. Mostly you're going to be realtors. You have a conflict resolution policy, because it can get nasty dealing with realtors and third parties. It can get goofy real quick. So this addresses that. So that's this package, the real estate deal. And then we have the buyer's funnel, which is interesting. And this is the funnel for that attracts. It's no links on it. All you can do on this is fill out the form. All right. But it's a funnel for the buyers. All right. Now, this is my investor partner package deal. And coming out the door, we start with these first two, because that gives you the back office, the front office, and the lender connection coming out the door. You don't have to add anything else to this. You don't need 2, you don't need 3, you don't need 4, but you have to have 1 and 1. All right? And that's how this works. So in this package, and this is a special package now, this is my partner package. I want partners. All right? And this is how this partner package, what it actually looks like. This package with the front end bundle and the back office, we sell it. Retail value is $36.95. Now don't go counting and bouncing out. Remember, I told you, stick around to the end and you'll be my friend. All right? But my bonus to this is all of that software. And we're adding that to this package. But this is the partner special package now. So that kicks the price up to $6,295. And then, of course, we throw in, as the bonus, our master course. All right. And the financing training, because that's what it is. These are games. You just want to learn how to play. Selling money game, buying money game, paper games, creating real estate games. You want to play to be a player at the table somewhere, not walking around. So you got, if you look at the table on the right, you got people sitting at the table with their hands on the board, some thinking. But look, you got people sitting behind the table with their heads down. Why? They're not engaged. They're spectators. They're not even spectators. Some of them like these slaves. But everyone that's at the table is attentive. They are players. That's what we want you to be, a player here. And part of being a player is you have to spend the time to learn the game. So that's the first game you learn. You have to learn the financing game first. Learn about the moves and the counter moves and the rules. You want to know about that. All right. And the same with the selling game. You'll learn how to sell yourself and your services to other people and to be sold on yourself. Then we include the flipping game. If you want to play that, you do not have to do all of these things. You just need to know that they are available if you need them. When I say it's a business that you grow into, this is literally that. And I'm your partner, so you're never alone, unless you choose to be. If you want to be alone, you can. You want to be a solo act, take the tools and do your own stuff, you can do that. I'm okay with that. So we take that, add the masterclass in it, we're at $8,000. Okay. Now, we got a third bonus. That buyer's consulting site, adding that for free, just throwing it in. When I said you stick around, I'll show you how you get one for free. This is that. Now, we got a limited quantity on it, but it's definitely free for now. Depends on when you see this or when you do it. But for today, this is what it is. And this is what it looks like. It's that site that I showed you. It's free. It's included. Now, it has the products on it where you can sell these services if you choose to. It's there. You have 3 of them: the loan packaging service, deal analysis service, the free consulting, And you even have the LOI just not listed. All right. And you have the actual opt-in forms for taking applications and driving traffic to the site. So you can make money and do the process profiting, sell these services if you choose to. You don't have to do that. I'd rather you work with me on some JV stuff. If you want to do some solo acts, go for it. I'm okay with it. You need some help, a question, I can help you. I won't JV with you on these. I'll JV with you on the other stuff. All right. You got a consultation form, opt-in form. It's turnkey, and you got the LOI creator. And these 3 bonuses, we add them to consulting site. And if you want to go build it out, here's what it actually costs. The bids that I got on it. Okay. The cheapest bid was $3,000. So have at it. If you want to go there, you can go there, but that's what it costs. I just want you to know I'm not just making these numbers up. So you get all of that. And here's a second set of bids, $5,600. All right. But you don't have to pay any of that. All right. We're going to add that site in here. And it's doing this launch, 34. Total value on this package is $12,000 of real value. Okay. But don't sweat that. But we got more. I want you to be a partner and equipped. The bonus 4 is these are virtual properties and the normal web hosting, because it has to be, you see the web hosting is like your utility bill. If you had a virtual store, a physical store. You had a store, if you make no money, you got to pay the light, gas, and insurance. And the water, whether you make money or not, just for owning the store. Normally, it's $149 a month. You're not paying that. Not asking you for that. It's $99 a month is what we actually hosted for. And that's our bonus 4. All right. And then we aren't hosting this on no budget servers. We have premium high-end custom servers with 24/7 support. We got our own professional team that handles this. So it's no play stuff here. Okay. And we add the hosting in, we still at $12,267. But this is the biggie. It's only 10 of these. And it's a 12-month inner circle membership where you're going to basically, you and I'm going to mentor you in a small group. That's what it's going to take. But you don't have to pay $12,000 for it. All right. And we'll do the joint ventures, just like we talked about. I want to do deals with you. That's if you got a deal in you, I want to get it out of you. And if not, I want to be able to give you one and you give birth to it. And if you can't get one out of you and I can't get you pregnant with one, then this ain't for you. I get it. This isn't for everybody. It's okay. I get that. And we have weekly calls and direct access and help with your deals. And a lot of times that's a text or a phone call. Don't have to fly nowhere. Okay. We're virtual workers. We're knowledge workers. I want to multiply and scale myself. And hopefully I can do it with you. Total value here is right at $12,000. That's for this package. This 12 months is basically $1,000 a month. I've done it. And if we cut it in half, it's $6,000 a year. But this is 12-month long term. This is what it takes. We're giving you this. We're throwing this in. That's how much, how confident I am and how much I want to partner with you. All right. So if we take all of that together, the funnel, the bonus 1, the software, the training, the real estate, consulting site, the discounted hosting, and the 12-month mentorship, you get $24,000 for this package. But don't worry, you don't have to pay that. But I want you to know that's what it's worth. If I were to sell it by the pieces, that's what it would be. But this isn't that. That comes later. This is special and this is for now. And as I say, these are limited. So here's a question that you want to ask yourself. What is the value of knowing how to solve simple problems like these? $1 million transaction, that's $10,000. A $5 million transaction, that's $50,000. $2 $10 million transaction. It's $100,000. That's at 1%. You know, right? And we just go on and on. But these are simple strategies. Remember the steel plant? That's different. But the processes are pretty much the same. And think about this. Imagine being able to solve this problem. Remember this one? The $300 million problem. You want to approach these as problems. And new construction, remember that? 1% fee, $3 million. 3% equity, free stock. Isn't this knowledge worth having? And as a JV partner, I teach you how to do these deals with me. Just as my mentor taught me, is the exact same process that I'm following to help you. So you want to see why this is a good deal at $24,000. You see why it is. You see the potential. It's a business you can grow into and not out of. So here's my special price for you. Now pay attention. It's $999 setup fee and $99 a month. Now, if you want this now, you need to click the link at the bottom because these are limited. This is a soft launch. We hadn't done a pre-launch. This is a soft launch. And I want you to remember, PayPal or finance says 6 months with no payments. 4 payments, 0 interest. That's 4 months. So if you apply at PayPal and don't get it, don't worry. Send me the proof that you applied, and then we'll consider financing it for you. All right? So it's 2 steps. 1 is the setup fee, and 2 is the price per month. We've reduced this. I've shown you everything you're getting here in terms of a venture. All right? Now, here's how confident I am in my system and how committed I am to my partner program. So this is about commitment for me. I don't have to play with this. I know this. I'm good at this, and I like it. What if we'll put our money where my mouth is? It's $900. Now, what if I would pay half of it for you today? Now, it's not a gift. You can pay me back from some deals you do when you get them done. And here's the terms. I'll pay 50% of the $999 for you. That's $499. That's how confident I am. I'll invest in you and help you to earn the capital to pay me back. So I got a lot of incentive for you to perform. All right? And you just repay me once you get a few deals under your belt. I will not sweat you over this. I want to see you do the caterpillar thing. Caterpillar to butterfly. I'll coach you, guide you, mentor you, and even partner with you if need be. All right? And if you don't get a deal done in 12 months, I don't deserve your money. I'll give you your money back. You don't owe me nothing. I don't need to write this up. Your word has to be worth something. My word is, all right? And all you have to do is follow instructions. And that's when I say it's a focus factor. So this is how this works. So during this promotional period, you don't have to pay $997 now. All right? Today is $499.99 and a $99 per month setup fee. And remember, PayPal will finance a portion of it for you. Apply if you can't. But the opportunity is what I want you to see. Because we don't do this all year. It's just the beginning of the year, the end of the old and the beginning of the new. That's why it's so awesome. All right? So here's what you'll be getting. You get the front end funnel, bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus 3, bonus 4, the discounted hosting, and the 12-month inner circle. And it's only $499. That's the setup fee. And then it's $99 a month. There's the link for it. Now think about this. If all I did was gave you the knowledge and the tools for doing this stuff, would that be worth it? Is that worth $4.99? $99 a month? Or if I just provided you with your own lender connection on the front end, would that be worth it? Of course it would. And if I provided you with the opportunity to work directly with me on the large projects, yes, that's what you have here, these opportunities. Would that be worth it? And provide you with a turnkey business set up for you. I mean, would that be worth it? Just want to help you think this through. If so, get in, because click the link and go and secure your spot, because that can shut off at any time. Remember, this is a soft launch. See, I had two options with this package. One was to make it as cheap as possible and sell tons of it and offer a lot of add-ons and upsells. Problem is, I couldn't support that. And I wouldn't get no JV partners doing that. They'll be just buying because it's cheap or free. I want quality, just like you do. It's about quality. And that's what I want, quality. I want quality people, and I got a quality package here. So I didn't choose that. All right. So my second choice was to deliver the most complete system and the highest value that I can in a single solution for long-term partnerships. That's what this is about. And to price the package reasonably. $9.99 is reasonable, and paying half of that is like, okay, I'm in. That's my confidence. All right. You have three choices. Also, you got some choices. First choice is you do nothing. Man, we can guarantee you the results on that one. Two is to make the small investment, $9.99, half of that, and get your money thing fixed. At least start working on it and learn some new skills that'll last you the rest of your life. See, once you get the information that's out of my head in your head, it's yours. I can't get it back. I can't say, I want my information back. I can't go get a magnet and demagnetize you. It becomes yours. All right. Third choice, you do it yourself. Build your own funnels, set your own stuff up, but just and hope you can figure it all out. That can be very timely and expensive. Remember the bids. All right. You can go there if you choose to, if you want to. You can do that. I don't think you should. And the summary of it all, and my wrap up for you, is this. You can sign up down here, get the entire funnel, the back end, the front end, all of this, all of it for $4.99. And remember, PayPal will finance portions of it. So if you don't have the capital, see if PayPal will finance it. And that's at zero interest. And if PayPal want, send me the rejection and we will. How about that? And this is that's if you want this and want to get in, you can get in. And if you don't, it's okay. All right. So here's how this works. I want you to see this now. Pay attention. This $4.99 is a soft launch. I'm just simply sending it to our internal list. It'll expire on the 1st, on January the 1st. And then we do the pre-launch, and it's the $9.99. That's what you saw initially. All right. And it's just going to happen. You click the link. Like if you come too late, depending on when you're watching this, and you click the soft launch link, if it's over with, it's going to automatically go to the pre-launch link. All right. Then we begin the launch. The product could be $1,500. And on the first, you click the link. What does it do? It takes you to the $1,500. All right. And after the launch, we're going to price the entire package. It won't be a partner package. It'll just be a standalone. I won't come with it. It'll just be the systems and the sites themselves and the tools and the resources. No JV opportunities. We'll be done. I'll be with that. That'll be over with. It'll be priced at $3,500. All right. That's fair deal, full disclosure. No secrets here. And want to share that with you. So no matter what link you click, it's going to take you to what's relevant now. So here's the wrap up. You get this whole thing, all of the products, the software, the suite, the second site, discounted hosting, the 12-month membership, and of course, PayPal will finance it for you. And you can get it all right here today during this period for $4.99. Remember, later it'll be $9.99. Then it'll be $1,500. Then it'll be $3,500. So you can pick your price. I really suggest if the $4.99 is available, you should take it if you can do it. If PayPal won't finance it, as I said, send me the rejection letter to support@Top Gun Web Hosting from PayPal, decline, and we'll finance it for you. All right? If you want to do that. That's all I'm saying is the bar is about as low as it can get. The barrier of entry is as low as I can go. All right? Now, couple questions. Do you need a license to sell money? Nope. You need a business license, but not a license to sell money. How do you get clients? Well, we're going to show you that. You got a marketing center. You're going to run ads, and we're going to give you the ads to run. What do you say to prospects and clients? Well, it depends on what sector you're in. If you're doing the big project stuff, are you doing residential real estate? Are you doing business loans? If you're doing business loans, you don't have to say anything. If you're dealing with realtors and real estate, you might have to do a little vetting, but ideally your website will do all of that for you. So what I suggest you do here is that instead of going out looking for deals that's on the market, I suggest you connect with your real estate lender. You have choices here. Follow the vetting process, call a lender up, find out the programs they like to do. I know they say they'll do it all, but you want to know the ones they do best and the ones they like. And now go back into the market and look for projects that fit your lender's framework. That way you are getting and attracting deals that you can get done. The worst thing you can do is go out in the marketplace and just look for stuff for people looking for stuff, and you go reach for like the $300 million deal and can't do it. Well, I got some funders for that. You want to find a home for these deals. So what you say to your prospects is going to have a lot to do with what you're offering and what you know. You should say to your prospects what your lender says to you. All right? How much time is required? Well, it depends on you. I would allocate 4 hours a week, but that's productive time. That's implementing and executing, not stumbling and fumbling and playing around and cruising over here and cruising over there. But the deliberate intent and being focused and time yourself and play the game. I got to learn the game. Why? So I can play. Put me in, coach. Can't put you in the large project funding if you don't know the game. That's not the script. That's not the play. That's not the plan. All right. What types of support do you have? Well, 90% of my support is going to be you texting or calling me. I prefer you to do that than to send me an email. And don't email me no deals. You bring me what I ask you for. You go get you some deals. You go in your site, into your office, and you can deal with that yourself. On our JV stuff, it's very structured. In other words, you're going to be in a specific space, in a specific place, not all over the planet. All right. And which funnel's the best? Well, it depends on your skill set, what you're comfortable with. All of them work, but I'm saying you can't drive 5 cars at one time. It's kind of like that, where you want to go. Depends on you. What's your objectives? How much capital you want to generate? That's why I suggest that everyone plugs into the front end first. Run some ads, and while you're running the ads, you can be learning about the other stuff, and your website and your ads are working for you while you're learning. It's kind of called earning while you're learning. Pretty cool, okay? And what do you have to do? You have to make your mind up what you want to do, number one. How much capital you need to make and are committed to making. And if it depends on what it is, so your why is really important. Not the what you can do, but why. What is it you need to do? How important is it to you? That's going to determine what you have to do. And everybody's situations are different. I'm suggesting you follow the format because it'll get things going while you're learning where to go. So you're not standing still waiting to start. You start, then go learn the different games to play. Because a lot of what you do is going to have a lot to do with your experience and your skill set and what you're comfortable with. If you don't like talking to people, you like numbers, you're a numbers person, not a people person, that matters. So if you're a numbers person and not a people person, you might want to be a paper person. But if you're a people person and not a numbers person, you may want to be an investor, So it depends on your skill set and what you're comfortable with. The income potential is on you. Depends on you. You determine that, not me. So you can go low, you can go high. You can do some $1 million deals, which is where you should start, or some $300-400 million deals. But remember the boy with the $1 million check that couldn't receive it. Don't go for the money. I'm just telling you, that's a greed factor. It's a fake out because you got to be able to receive it. All right. And the large project funding, well, you can't buy that. You have to you have an opportunity to participate, but part of participating in it, you're going to have some conversations and some tryouts. Because if you're a good student, you can help me and we can help each other. We can do some project deals. But if you won't do your homework and won't apply yourself, I can't teach you the fundamentals. I mean, you have that. When we start talking about project funding, large project funding, say, well, what sector would you like to work in? And we put you in the energy sector. Then that deal we got, $300 million deal, that deal you and I would talk about privately. And I'll tell you exactly what to do and how to do it. Because remember, in the JV, I handle the financing. You don't have to do that. I got that. Ain't gonna be no fumbles and stumbles on that. I handle the financing. You find a client. How about that? You find the clients. I have the financing. We vet the clients and we split the profits. So it's time to think. Let's think this stuff through. And this is what you need to think about. Is this something you can actually commit to doing? If not, don't. Don't go here. All right? And is it something that you have an interest in? You're either curious or serious. I'd rather you be serious than curious. And is it something you'd be willing to, does this align with your goals and objectives? I mean, if you're looking to go to medical school or to be a photographer, this may not fit that. All right. But if you run the front end and learn the skills to do the deals and run your business model half effectively, you'll do good because it's automatic. You don't have to talk to anybody. That's what's really cool about that. And is it just another fad of the moment? Well, the demand for money, it's about money, doesn't go away. The price just goes up and down. I don't think you ever hear on the news, well, ladies and gentlemen, there's no longer a need for money in America. Are you serious? The only thing here is you got an evergreen product. The price just goes up and down. The demand doesn't go away. Is it something you can grow into? I think it's pretty obvious. You can grow this as much as you want. See, for me, I grew my business, and then I got to the point where I didn't want to grow it no more. I just do 1 or 2 deals every 3 or 4 years and take 3 and 4 years off with pay. But that's what I grew to. I didn't start there, but I got there because I didn't want to keep doing deals every day. So if I want to reach for something that has the highest return. Because I'm an OMG, remember, it's just me. I don't have a staff. I can get a staff, but I don't even want a staff. If you do, that's fine. I'd rather joint venture with you. All right. Well, what can you get from this other than money? Well, you get to learn some skills. You get some confidence. Confidence. You have some new relationships. Steel sharpens steel. You definitely want to rub on me. I sharpen you up. Now, if you would, you're going to get destroyed. But steel sharpens steel. So you get that, a relationship, access to someone who has some depth. And my depth is not just limited to financing and investing. All right? So other than money, you get that. You get some truth, some wisdom. I'm sure everybody's smart, but there are people that are smart. And then there are those that are wise. And it's not the same. And are the skills and knowledge transferable? Of course it is. Isn't it obvious? Once you learn the art of persuasion, you get good at persuading your kids to do what you tell them to do. Persuading your wife to do or your spouse to do what you need to do or to think the way you want them to think. To persuade your boss to give you a raise. To persuade the salesman to lower the price. It's about persuasion. Not convincing. Persuasion. All right? And are the skills and the knowledge transferable? Yeah, they're transferable. So support is being offered. I'm going to help you answer that. Just you pick up, reach out, and touch. That's all you got to do. You ain't talking to nobody no third like English is the fourth language or none of that. All right? Not selling anything. See, I don't have anything to sell. Once you buy my package and you buy in, there's nothing else I have to offer you. You have everything. I want to extract from you and do some deals with you. I want to become your partner in profits. And you have to ask yourself this, are the benefits worth the cost? Well, you decide that. And can you get this somewhere else? Doubt that. You can look. It's like searching for tomorrow today. You won't find it. Everything you're seeing here is unique. This is all original content. This is my stuff. It's not, you won't find this nowhere. This is not no AI generated stuff. This is all original content. All of my formulas, my strategies, it's all my stuff. This is my space. And it's my place. This is where I occupy. This is what I do. And I'm good at it. Beep, beep. Okay? And do you really need a coach and accountability partner? I don't know. If you can self-discipline and you can hold yourself accountable, go for it. You don't. But it's nice to know that you have one if you need one. But if you ask and sign up for the coaching program, you have to be accountable. You can't sign up for the coaching program and then don't show up. That won't work. Why? You'll automatically eliminate yourself. And remember, the coaching is not, you don't have to pay for anything here. Everything is included. Whew. All right. So let's wrap this up. So the launch price $4.99. The pre-launch is $99. Then it's $1,500. Then it's $3,500. So you decide pretty much now what you're going to do, guys. I thank you. I'm going to wrap this up. It's a 2-hour webinar. So I want to wrap this up. If you have any questions, hit me up, call me, text me, and decide what you want to do. If you want this, go for it. But this is my partner package. This is Durante Parks. I want to thank you guys for your time. 2 hours you invested here. And hopefully it's worth it, that you got a lot out of it. And I would love to be your partner on some JV deals, some big deals, some small deals, and to be a part of your metamorphosis, going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Wishing you the best of the best and none of the worst of everything. And you have a good day, and thanks for your time. And hopefully I'll see you on the inside.